Good day everyone, I am Still Guns, and I welcome you to the first episode of this series. It is regarding rigs of rods and the clones of cars based on Gabester's much loved vehicles. We will be looking at cars that have been based off of Gabester's Honda Accord, Gavril Zeta, Gavril G2X, and Gavril MV4. Gabester certainly revolutionized rigs of rods, creating such incredible vehicles as this, the Omega. Look at that! One of my favorite vehicles, I must admit. And then this, the Zeta, or Zeta, known by the code Frenchie. It's not bad. Honda Accord, which I'm not sure, it doesn't really appear to be as popular, but enough work has still gone into it, and it's still a very nice vehicle. And then the Gavril MV4. One of my favourites, again. Just look at it, it's really nice, it sounds nice. I guess that's why so many people have decided to use this as the basis of their copied vehicle. Today we are looking at one of my favourite vehicles that has been cloned, the BMW M3 GTR. That was the BMW M3 GTR in its source material, the two Need for Speed games Most Wanted and Carbon. And it's one of my favourite vehicles of all time. I mean, that's why I named my channel after it. And so it stands to reason that someone would want to copy it and make it for rigs of rods. How much of a good job did they do? Well, let's take a look, shall we? Right off the bat, there's something wrong with this vehicle. It's called the M3 E42, which is not what this kind of vehicle is. The proper term for it would be BMW M3 E46, or GTR E46, because that's what its model number is. There was no such 3 Series model as E42. So I have no idea how the person who made this car got that wrong. I mean, it's common knowledge. That being said, this car looks exquisite. It really looks the part. It is a true look-alike with the original Most Wanted M3 GTR. However, it's based off the Gavril MV4. I can tell that. The outside is just its visible model. The green bit inside is the collision model, which gives away the car's true origins. So the car's spoiler and some of its bumpers don't exist. And here's the comparison with the real MV4, and you'll see that they compare quite favourably, except that the MV4 is a little bit shorter, I suppose. But the first thing you notice with the M3 GTR is the weird camera angle. It was offset. And not to mention that the interior of the vehicle doesn't work. The wheel doesn't move, the gear stick doesn't move, nothing. It's just completely static, which is a solid down point. And there's the the view. The centered view is off-center. So how does it sound? I really hope the engine sounds like how it did in Most Wanted. Major fucking disappointment. All this guy has done is ripped some of the sounds from one of the Gavril Zetas and put it in as the M3 sound. He hasn't bothered to rip the sound from the original game. Hell, I've heard a better sound mod for this engine sound for Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. So you see, some effort is far better than no effort at all. And then there's the most ridiculous thing about this vehicle, the revs. Look at that, 9,875. That's nearly 10,000 revs per minute. That is ridiculous. I can't even imagine how much horsepower this vehicle has. And for comparison, let's see how many revs an ordinary MV4 does. Yep, about 2,500 less. A little bit more realistic. So it's all well and good upping the revs and the horsepower, but it doesn't serve its function if you don't upgrade the brakes as well. And guess what happened? The guy didn't upgrade the brakes, so this happened. Exactly the same thing in a regular MV4, as demonstrated earlier, but you can actually brake in time to stop the vehicle, because it hasn't been upgraded to shit. And this car is so hard to control, you must have seen it swerving. Well, it has a natural tendency to drive to the left, and if you go too much to the right, so much as tap the wall and you crash. Crash is cool though. And just to demonstrate, here it is pulling to the left. And me trying to control it. And failing, because it's swerving. And oh fuck, I'm losing control. Oh fuck. Yeah. Because this car is shot to bloody hell and back. This car is also incredibly flimsy. You put it on neutral and then parking brake and then switch up a gear. Bang! Did you just see that? It's gonna reverse back into view, but you'll see. Its bumper fell off. And also its hood has been popped. The bonnet popped open. Because this car is so flimsy. And now we're getting to another relevant point. Remember that I said this vehicle is based off the MV4? The MV4 is clearly a 4-door vehicle, yet here you can see that the M3 is a 2-door vehicle. So where have the other 2 doors gone? Oh, well, he must have got rid of them, hasn't he? Well, you'll see. Open the doors and press the buttons for the other door buttons because they're still there. And then press K. or press K and open all the doors. There's one door, two doors, and then suddenly two more doors. But press K again and they're not there. All that has been done is that there's no visual model. I can tear them off and destroy the car with them, but I can't see them. And what this basically is just more laziness. You might accidentally open those doors, but because you can't see them, you'll be duped into thinking that they're not there. And then they'll cause you to crash inexplicably. Which, you know, isn't exactly something that you want to happen, is it? When your car just is supposedly next to a wall, but it crashes anyway because the invisible door has hit it. Because of this vehicle's utter failings in performance, it's near impossible to do a lap, because it's either going too fast and the brakes just don't work, or it's so powerful that when you're trying to come out of the turn, you spin out. Oh, and did I mention it has no grip? Yeah, it does. It just slides around the track. But hey, at least you can use the power on this vehicle for one thing that it's not supposed to do. See this wall here? You can climb it just by driving into it. Because that's accurate.
So my final thoughts on this car are that it's just an utter shambles. It was put there in some shoddy attempt to appease Need for Speed fans, and it just fails utterly, miserably. The final verdict is 3 out of 10. Because although it looks nice, the rest of it just fails horribly. Rated as scrap-tastic.